If you're a university student taking a computer science course, then you've most likely heard of this scary platform called GitHub from the second or third years. So what is this? GitHub is a platform to store and share projects using Git software, which enables really nice features such as version control, pulling and forking, commits, and all these other buzzwords. In this video, I'll show you how to create your first account, your very first repository, and 2 methods on how to add files to this repository. This is also applicable to any beginner hobby developer. So, to set up your account, you first type GitHub, and you should click the very first link. Then you click on sign up, and then you type in your email. I'm just using my university email. After that, you choose a password, a strong and secure password, and a decent username. Next up, you'll need to verify your account. It's just like rotate the image until it faces the direction of this other image. Yeah, like that. And you only do one, usually. You should be receiving your code via the email that you used. And then you can just copy and paste it. And a side note, I would recommend saving your password so that you don't have to keep on going through the process of getting email codes. So then you'll be redirected back to the sign-in page. Just type in your username or email and then your password as well. Once you're on the welcome page, you just select student, just one. You select only 2 of those options. For a beginner account, for your first account, I just recommend going free. And now we wait. And that's it. Your GitHub account is set up. This is what you can do on the homepage. You can search for people or repositories. You can create new repositories, code spaces, or organizations. And you can click on your profile icon to open up the navigation panel to access even more features. These are your most frequented repositories, the activity from the people you follow, and changes to GitHub, and random repositories. Okay, let's choose create repository on the left here. And then we type a name. The name is critical. You need a name for every repository. My first repository. And then you can type a description. It's optional, but it's very helpful for when other people want to access your project, and even if you forget your purpose of your project. I will choose public so that it's accessible to everybody. I would add a README to help explain your project to other people briefly. I won't really talk about the gitignore license, so we can leave that default. And then we can create repository. And just like that, you have your first repository. If you ever want to edit your README, which is generated by the way, you can just click on the edit button and then you can start typing away. And you can preview your README so that you can see how other people would view it. Now to save the changes, you have to click on commit changes. So with every commit, you will need a commit message or commit title. This should be kept very short. And then you can have a description. Again, this is very helpful for when you are working with people or even wanting to check commits that you made like a while ago. And we'll be working with the main branch for this video. That's the default branch, so don't worry about it. And now let's commit changes. Congratulations, that's your first commit. You can check how many commits you have and check the details for each commit. But all of this is online. Now let's focus on getting this onto our computer. So once you're in the browser, in the repository, you click on the Bright Code button. You will see multiple options, but we'll only be using Github Desktop and Zip. So first off, let's download using Zip. It's the simplest and quickest method. You just click on the download zip. You should see in your browser when your file should be downloaded. You double click on it. I'm using WinRAR, the application, to view the files. So as you can see inside the folder, there's the name first repo and the branch version main. And there's the README file. And now let's download using the GitHub Desktop app. So for that, you will want to download the application itself. You can just type in GitHub Desktop app on the browser. Go for the first link. Click on download now. choose the download option for your operating system. I'm using Windows, by the way, if you could not tell with the activate Windows in the corner. And then it'll take some time to download. But once it's finished downloading, you just double click on that and it will be installing. Forgot how long it takes to install. Here we go. There's a pop-up. Okay, there we go. It opened up. So I already had projects in the GitHub Desktop app. So that's why you see that pop-up. But for you, it'll be completely empty. I would recommend signing into your GitHub account so that you can synchronize with your repositories. And then you'll just need to, after clicking on sign up, it'll redirect you to the browser, and then just sign up with your account. There we go. Now if we check the settings, let's see, yep, I'm on the right account. And now if you want to open with GitHub from the browser, you just click on code again, click on open with GitHub Desktop app, and then it should open up the app and automatically fill out the details such as the repository URL and a local path. You can also choose a local path, but I'll just keep mine to what they gave. And then you click clone, and this should download or clone the repository onto your local machine. There we go. And it should show no local changes for your very first clone. Nice. So let's just say that you have a file. I have this test Python file. The simplest way is to drag and drop that file into the browser, into the GitHub repository. Once you do that, you will be redirected to the commit menu. Okay, let's just say we want to add a second file as well of this awkward fellow. Just drag and drop. So you can drag any file type, and then it'll add to the list of changes. And now what you always need when you want to make a commit is a title or commit summary. You must keep this very short and brief. And then afterwards, you can add a description. It's optional, but I would recommend adding a description for every commit since it helps other people understand your commits and it helps you in the long run understand what you did when you have like 100 commits. And then we will be sticking with the main branch. Then all that you need to do is commit change. It'll process your files. And there we go. Your commit has been published. We can do this another way through the GitHub Desktop app. So let's just say I have these two files here, a text file and an image, and I want to put this into the repository folder. What I can do is click on Show in Explorer. This will show the repositories folder on my local machine. And then I can copy and paste the files into that repository folder. And there we go. Now once we go back into the desktop app, we will see that they have been successfully added. And we can see on the left-hand side the changes, just that text. The one good thing about the desktop app is that you can see more details about the changes that you are adding. So, like with every commit, you need a commit title. A description is optional, but will be very helpful both to you and other people who are trying to access your repository and commits. A good thing is that you can also select and deselect files that you want to be added to the commit, which is a very nice feature. Just double check that your content is correct, that there's nothing wrong with it. And then afterwards, click on commit to main. And after making a commit, you always have to click on push to origin. This basically pushes your local branch version of the repository to the remote original repository. And then you just click on push to origin. And after that, you will see a progress or indicator bar on how the process is going. The length of this process will depend on how many files are being added. And there we go. It should be finished. Now you can click on the View on GitHub button to quickly go to the repository on browser. And there we go. You've added those files as well. So, congrats on making your first GitHub account, your first repository, and adding your very first few files. Let me know which other tutorials you guys want in the comments. See ya.